6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Happy Monday, Milwaukee. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. You are officially tapped in. What it's looking like. It's a beautiful day out. I hope that everyone had an amazing weekend. What y'all do this weekend? Y'all went to Bastille Days? Got some of that French cuisine? Listen, before we get started, it has been an emotional roller coaster this weekend. I want to send my love and condolences to my sister-in-law, Janae Austin, who lost her cousin sister, Amy Austin. She was one of the pedestrians who was hit on Titonia, 20th and Titonia. Anybody that knows Janae knows Amy was more than just a cousin to her. She was like a sister. So I love you, sis. I'm always here for you. I also have to send my condolences to the Williams family on 14th of Burleigh. Bonnie Williams passed away. I grew up with his children. We 4 generations in. Our entire family grew up. And it was unexpected. So shout out to Quentin and Simona and Kiki and everybody, all of the Williams. We all are mourning that loss as well. Outside of that, I hope you all had an amazing weekend this weekend. It's crazy because last week we actually was talking about grief, and maybe that was God's way of preparing me to prepare those around me for these situations on how to deal with it. So again, I send my love and condolences to you all. Today we are talking about friendships. Who earns a seat at your table? Friendships is one of the few relationships that we actually get to choose. Which is, it's crazy, right? Once you think about it. I didn't start thinking about that until recently. You don't get to choose your parents. You don't get to choose your children. You don't get to choose your family, but you do get to choose your friends. And the friends that you choose is extremely important and matters. This is stemming from a situation that I'm more than sure you guys are aware of and have been following with Nolan. And Nolan Wells is the young man from Mississippi. So this story obviously captured national attention. 18-year-old Nolan Wells, a young black college football player from Mississippi, died after a 4th of July trip to Horn Island with 3 of his friends who happened to be white. And authorities say the investigation is ongoing, and while drowning is currently suspected, no final determination has been made. Nolan's family has been raising questions about the circumstances surrounding his death and is asking for a full, transparent investigation. They even hired attorney Ben Crump recently as well, the past couple of weeks. And as we wait for answers, this tragedy raises important questions that goes beyond one case. What does it mean to be a true friend? If you go somewhere together, do you make sure everyone gets home? How do we respond when someone in our group is missing or in trouble? And why do some stories spark conversations about race, trust, and accountability? Today, I want us to think about friendships, not just something we enjoy, but as a responsibility. A real friend doesn't leave you behind. A real friend looks out for you, for your safety, speaks up when something is wrong, and values your life as much as their own. So we're taking calls this evening, 833-212-1017. What does true friendship mean to you, the good and the bad? Have you ever had a friend who stood by you when it mattered most? Have you had friends who left you when it mattered most? And what lessons can we learn from stories like the Nolan Wells situation? I've been watching the story unfold, and I don't like to discuss heavy topics because I'm an empath. I feel everything. But this one is near and dear to my heart because I have a son. And not only that, Nolan is all of our sons, right? And all of our he's a baby to all of us. And the more I watch this story unfold, the more I take a look on social media when it comes to different conversations and opinions about what happened, and the fact that his friends' family are judges and lawyers, which means that they have a certain type of entitlement in which if something was wrong, they will be able to cover it up. But it was one clip in particular from an older white gentleman who basically was saying that as a white man who has a biracial son, he tells his son not to hang around rich white children because of the privilege and entitlement, and just because they are typically involved, not all, but some are typically involved in activities that they should not be involved in. And as this story continues to unfold, there are recordings coming out where you can hear Nolan saying that he doesn't know how to swim. You can hear them making monkey noises. You can hear them teasing him, pretty much telling him he's trying to run home to his mom and all of this foolishness and nonsense. But there was something in particular that stood out to me, and that was someone who is attesting to be Nolan's best friend, and stated that indeed he was at a pool party, the friend's pool party. And another friend stated that the friends he was with are known to use certain substances. And whenever they use these substances, they tend to, act crazy. And they're wondering if they had given him something. And then also, allegedly, they're speculating that he was actually, he died at the house and that they moved his body to the lake. All in all, I'm sorry. Let me back up. The last thing I seen today was that he initially told the family that they didn't know where his phone was or anything like that, but allegedly they had his phone after he went missing. Why would you have his phone? So there's so many different things that's happening. And to me is very important, not just for adults, but obviously for the youth, and how we assist our children and the youth who are in our lives when it comes to making decisions about their friendships. I was taught growing up, whenever, and I live by it to this day. whenever I'm going somewhere with my friend, if we came together, we leave together, right? There are certain circumstances where obviously, if opposite sex isn't involved and it's their mate or something and they want to leave with that person, okay, cool. But who I came with is who I left with. Who I'm around as far as my friends will make sure that I'm safe and I'll make sure that they're safe. We don't, partake in certain conversations and activities that could potentially cost someone their life, even at their age, even as a teenager. I didn't have friends like that. I didn't have friends who wanted me to be in a situation that would, again, potentially cost me my life, and I didn't want them to be in that type of situation either. So this story, again, as it unfolds, it has me questioning some things, and not just about the case, but just about how to relay these things to my children, as well as myself, and making sure that I'm always around people who have my best interests, because you never know how someone is feeling. There was a comment on social media, not sure if it was fake or if it was real, but there was another, I guess, peer of his who stated it was get back for some girl or something like that. But basically there's a underlying issue, and it's all folding out. It's all coming out. I also seen the young man, Carmelo, that supposedly they are supposed to be reopening up his trial because there's a new video that surfaced of him actually being jumped by the young man that he killed. And apparently the judge wants to reopen the case. So I'm saying all of this because there has been the past 2 weeks, there has been so much happening, really the past 2 months, a lot with our young black men, where they go to events with their friends and something happens. They either end up in jail or dead. There was another young black man who was in Mississippi and went to a festival and was found hanging from a tree outside of that festival. So again, it's, as a community, as parents, are we doing what it takes to make sure that our children are in the best company? And sometimes a lot of us spend our whole life working to become successful so that we can move our children out of areas where we fear for them hanging around the wrong people and getting into the wrong things. And we oftentimes believe that moving them to the suburban areas or having them go to private schools is a better option. And I think that these stories are proving that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Obviously, around those things, you would assume that they wouldn't be exposed to as much. But again, as I've stated before, when it comes to black and white crimes, there's a difference, because we're labeled as criminals and they're what they do is just corruption, right? And the reason it is that way is because of the entitlement, because they have family members who sit in high positions who can cover up things for them to make sure that their future is secured. So we have to be mindful about who we allow our children to be around. Just because they attend a certain school, live in a certain neighborhood, does not mean that those things can't happen to them as well. So again, today we are talking about friendships. Who earns a seat up at your table, right? Who are you giving a seat to? 833-212-1017. When we come back from break, we're going to dig into it a little more. And I want to hear from y'all. Where did you meet your best friends? Where did you meet your people at? We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
You're invited to summer's biggest celebration. Join Wisconsin State Fair in celebrating 175 years of memories together. Get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th.
The performing arts do more than entertain. They bring the community together. From live performances and arts education to free community events, UPath helps support the organizations that keep southeastern Wisconsin vibrant. But it only happens because of people like you. Every gift helps keep the arts accessible and inspiring for the entire community. Join thousands of supporters and give today at upaf.org. UPAF. One gift, regional impact.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
That my best friend, she a real bad got her own money. She don't need no on the dance floor.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. Today we are talking friendships. And I want to hear from you, Truth Nation. Milwaukee, 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. Where did you meet your friend at, right? I have quite a few best friends. And I was just telling my 9-year-old daughter this a couple of weeks ago, helping her to determine what person should be placed where. Like, everyone is not meant to be your friend. You have friends, associates, best friends, things like that. And I started to reflect on my own life and the people that I have in my life. I have 3 male best friends and 2 female best friends. My best friend, Greg, I met him in 4th grade at Hartford Elementary. I met my best friend, Shanika and Steve, in my neighborhood on 14th of Burleigh. And I met my best friend, Sharika, in Trayton when I was 15, and we was working for the Midwest Express Center. And these are prominent people in my life. These are people who we've had some ups and downs, but we've managed to get through. We are over 25 years in as far as friendship. People that I don't have to question, people that show up for me, people that hold me accountable, people that if I feel a way, we know how to talk through it without us arguing and getting into it, or someone, telling each other business. And I was thinking about the term best friend. And I remember growing up that it used to be a thing where we only had like one best friend. Like, everybody didn't get that title. That wasn't a title that you just threw out there. Friends, period, wasn't a title that you just threw out there. It was something that you had to earn. And I think that's something that we have to instill in the younger generation now, and even within ourselves as adults. Just stop automatically assuming that everyone is your friend just because you've known them for a long time, or just because they say that you're a friend. If they have never been tested, right? If they've never been put in situations to prove why they are or why they should be your friend, let alone a best friend, then you need to rethink those situations and those relationships. But for me, I am grateful to have these people in my life. They are what they say, reason, season, lifetime. They are lifelong friends. And I've tried my hardest. I've tried my hardest to make new friends. A lot of people, especially our age and our generation, always tend to say no new friends, right? We have this culture where we don't want to meet new people. We don't want to get to know new people. We're afraid of it because it takes us out of our comfort zone, right? And although I do agree with that to a certain extent, because of the line of work I'm in and because I am naturally a person who loves to connect with people and network with people, for me, I had to learn that just because you're networking and connecting with people doesn't mean that they are your friends. That is business. A lot of times those are people who are opportunists. So again, I'm not opposed to having new friends, but I know that I can't give that term out easily because a lot of people haven't done anything to prove why they should be my friend and vice versa. You know, if I'm someone that's in your life and you want to, continue to build as a friend, then put me to the test as well. And I don't mean little childish games, right? People do a lot of childish things just to try and prove something. I mean, it has to stand the test of time. There's things that happen organically. If I'm feeling a way or if something was said and I take it a certain way, I'm able to call my friends and say, hey, you made me feel like this, right? You said this and this made me feel this way and I took it this way. And I just want to clarify if that's what you meant. And then with that small communication comes understanding. And when you have situations like this, your friends should be able to clear it up first and foremost. First, they're going to apologize. They're going to clear it up and they're going to reassure you that you have nothing to worry about because you are friends, right? Not the secret envy, not the friends who talk about you in a joke and laugh it off, but really they getting at you, right? They're really showing you who they are and how they truly feel about you. So again, I'm grateful to have lifelong friends in my life that I know if I never meet anyone else again and they never become my friend, I have this core group who knows me. And it's important that we have those lifelong friends because the world can be a mean place. It's hard out here. You need someone to go to, someone who knows you, someone, especially in the line of work that I'm in. A lot of people make assumptions. A lot of people assume I ain't been through nothing because I don't look like I've been through something. A lot of people just create their own perceptions and reality, right? And oftentimes when you're in this line of work, it's hard to make friends, especially in the industry because it's such a fake industry. And it's an industry full of opportunists. So you need someone you can go to and confide in. You need someone who will not, just be a yes man, but they're going to tell you when they're wrong. They're going to tell you when you're wrong. You're going to have conversations and they're there for you to the end, right? Me and my friends, we don't even count favors. If they hit me or I hit them, hey man, I need a favor. It is not counted, right? It's not counted. Can you pick me up? Can you loan me this? Whatever the case may be. If they ever ask me for anything, I don't ask for it back. If I ask them for anything, they don't ask for it back. Just look out for me the next time I need your assistance. Just be there for me. That's it, right? Amongst other things, but is small things like that determines true friends. Not the ones where you falling out because someone don't like what you said or is secret envy. And a question that I want to pose to you all is it easier to make friends as kids, or is it easier to make friends as adults? And I'm so conflicted with this because a lot of people that I grew up with, I feel like when you're a child, you are innocent, you are pure, but at the same time, you're still trying to figure out who you are. You haven't been through enough to say, these are my morals, these are my principles, this is my character, this is what I'm standing on. And you meet friends along the way, right? So you meet friends in your purest form. And what ends up happening sometimes is as you grow older and you guys grow into whoever it is that you're supposed to be, you grow apart, right? You grow apart. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not your friend anymore. It just means that you all are on two different paths. But when you make friends as adults, right? Yes, you can still grow apart, but more than likely you're doing it for a specific reason. Some people build new friendships off of trauma bonds. I know people who have lost loved ones and they go to circle meetings and they interact with other people in the community who have lost loved ones, and they build their friendship off of that. I know people who I've met, people at work who become great associates of mine. So it just really depends. But for me, I feel like it's easier to meet friends when you are an adult. And the reason why I say that is because you have the discernment to be able to tell who's genuine and who isn't. When you're a child, it's hard to tell. It's hard to understand if this person is really going to be your friend or not. I look at my teenagers, well, they're young adults now, and I've never seen, with this generation, it's so much back and forth, so much bickering, so much arguing, and y'all friends one day, the next day y'all telling each other business and so on and so on. And we all know how it was in high school when we, were building friendships with people. People can turn on you at any given time, as well as in your 20s. But I think that a lot of times as a younger person, especially the youth, they have a difficult time making friends in today's world than we did when we were younger. When you made friends as a child back then, it was pure, it was genuine. Some of them you talk to when you grow up, some of them you don't. Even if they disappear, it's okay. But nowadays, I feel like it may be easier to make friends as an adult versus as a child, right? Let's talk about the lifelong friendships, though. I want to talk about the lifelong friendships for a minute because I feel like we don't appreciate it as much as we should. And the world that we live in, everything and everyone is becoming so transactional, right? It's gimme, gimme, gimme. What can you do for me? How can I benefit from whatever it is that you have to offer? And a lot of times we mistake people supporting us for them being friends when in all actuality, all they want is something from us. So you ever seen people that make it, right? Entertainers, athletes, and they say it get lonely at the top. Or, the people who was around, they turned on me. And this is the same story over and over and over. And at some point, it's like, is it them or is it you? But then the more I started to be involved and the more I started to see up close and personal, a lot of times people closest to you, they switch up on you. The people that you start off with, the people that you grow up with, when they feel away because you have more than them or whatever the case may be, there is a chance that the people who are just now coming around will treat you better than people you've known for your whole life. So it's very, very critical, especially as an adult, and when you're in a certain career, a certain field, that you cherish and value the lifelong friendships that you have. And life be lifing. People are husbands and wives. People are mothers and fathers. They have their own life to live. So lifelong friends, sometimes you may go a certain amount of time without talking to them, as long as you catch up when you need to, but it doesn't necessarily dictate the relationship. It doesn't mean that the friendship is coming to an end or something is wrong. I love my friends so much because if I go silent, that's an indicator to them that something is going on, because I'm always talking to them or I'm always reaching out, and then they will reach out to me. Right? When I have friends who are or associates who are around that say that they're friends just to be around, I don't get that. Right? They only call when something is happening, or if it's an event, or anything that's going to be, again, beneficial to them. So again, Cherish the lifelong friendships that you have, the people that's in your corner, the people that value you, the people that don't want anything from you other than to love you and to make sure that you win. Make sure you hold on to them. When we come back from break, we're going to be talking about the seasonal friends, right? The friends that come around for a season or a reason, and why we have to understand what that means before it even happens. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Why self a life? Kill your mom and everything else. Free to go. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Bless me. Big old booty. Message from Texas.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. You are officially tapped in. Truth Nation, Milwaukee. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Today we are talking about friendships. We want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. Man, lifelong friends that's around for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Obviously, as adults, we know how to discern who our friends should be. But oftentimes we get so content in the thought of how long we've known someone, or this person would never do that to me because they smile in our face, they show up, they act like they support, but the whole time they're behind your back stabbing you, right? Straight Michael Myers mode. And a lot of times we don't necessarily realize that we're setting an example for our children or the youth who are around us. So one of the very, very important things that I try to teach my children and the youth, and then I had to learn myself the hard way, is friends, right? Friendship, season, reason, or lifetime. You have to be able to discern and distinguish the three, because if you're able to, it will keep you out of trouble first and foremost. But then also the process of letting someone go will become that much easier. If you're able to identify before the friendship even starts, meaning like right in the beginning of the communication stages, You pay attention to the character. You pay attention to how they treat their current friends. You pay attention to people who talk to me about their friends behind their friends' back. You're going to do the same thing to me, right? So that lets me know that, A, I can trust you as my friend, because as soon as you feel away, you're going to talk about me behind my back, or you're going to do something to make me regret being your friend in the first place. So you have to not ignore the red flags, but you have to pay attention to the character, to the integrity, right? How do you hold my name down when I'm not in the room? When people feel it, whether you know it's true or not, when people feel a way about me and people have an opinion, are you going to take up for me when I'm not there? Or are you going to add to it? Or are you just simply not going to say anything, right? These are the people, these are the situations that we have to be able to determine season, reason, lifetime in any relationship that you have, whether it's career, whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships. We have to start categorizing people and their places in our life, especially when you have worked hard to get to where you are, right? If you built the table that you sit at, no one can come and have a seat unless you invite them. And if somebody just decides to flip it over, you don't know whose fault is it? It's not their fault. It's yours, because you didn't do the proper research. You didn't do the proper vetting. You did not categorize them correctly, which is why they're able to cause so much damage. So you have to go into every relationship and situation with categorizing people, right? Not based off of how you feel. So we're not talking emotions, because sometimes what feels good to us is not good for us. Just because something feels good does not mean we need it, right? So how do you categorize people based off of reason, season, lifetime? First and foremost, you have to accept the fact that everyone is not going to stick around forever. This is a conversation I have with my sister Trina all the time. Shout out to my Trina. That's my second mom, right? She tell me, she's older, she's in her 50s, and she tell me all the time, this is my blood sister. Everybody around you is not going to be around you forever, Jazz. You have to let go. You have to stop trying to hold on to situations that you outgrow, because that's how you end up hurting yourself. So I had to start. The hard part is I had to go back. I had to double back and categorize people. Whereas if I would have done that from the beginning, it would have saved me a lot of unnecessary situations, a lot of chaos and confusion, right? So when we're looking at the reason, seasons, and lifetime, I think an interesting question is, can someone hold up space in both? Can someone be around for a reason in the season, or can someone be around for a season and then double back and end up coming around for a lifetime? I don't know, but we'll never know unless you put them in the correct category. So for me, I'm at an age, I'm almost 40, literally, and I'm too grown and too old of a woman. No, too young. Let me stop lying, because I'm not old. I'm too young of a woman to not know where to put who when it comes to relationships in my life. And I think the biggest challenge for me is I'm not a transactional person, because I'm purpose driven and not activity driven. So it's very hard for me to just accept something as a season. I can accept a reason, because with everything we do in life, everything that happens to us is for a reason, right? It's a lesson, whether it's a great lesson or whether it's a lesson that we absolutely hate. But either way, we have to have a reason. There's always going to be a reason. The seasonal part is the part that gets me, because again, I'm not a transactional person, and I don't like to feel like I'm in someone's life or they're in my life momentarily, because the work that I do is lifelong work. The work that I do is purpose driven work. So whoever is around me, I expect for us to be on the same, like, you just, once you in, you in. What they say, once you in, ain't no out, right? That's how I operate, because I love hard. So I've made many mistakes by allowing temporary people to stay around longer than they should, and it cost me a lot. It cost me a whole lot. And once I start to value myself more, and once I start to value the things that I work for more, it became easier for me to say, you know what? You cool. I like you. But you ain't going to be around me too much longer, right? And if you do, I have to deal with you a certain way because I don't want to absorb your energy. If I know, there's no point of building with someone when you know that they're only around temporarily. That's it. There's no point of building. And when we place people in these categories, it makes it easier to accept the fact that they're not going to be around. So when we talked about grief last week, we talked about grief in a sense of someone not being here physically, but I also touched on grief as it pertains to grieving situations and people that you're no longer a part of, right? That hurts. Not the same, but it still hurts. And again, if we can go back from the beginning instead of taking a field trip to Six Flags where we just riding roller coasters all day, we'll be able to determine who this person is, why they were sent, what role do they play in your life, and if they're going to be around for a reason, season, or a lifetime, right? So with the whole new friends, like no new friends thing, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I believe that there's too many people in the world to just limit yourself and sell yourself short by saying, I don't want to meet new people, right? Because a lot of y'all got friends, y'all been around that dog y'all, been dogging y'all for years. But because that's your comfort zone, you know nothing else. So I'm okay with meeting new friends and having new friends. But I have to go through a process to really, really determine what role are they going to play in my life. And I've come a long way. I'm telling you, I've come a long way. It was so hard for me to make friends. I'm a girl's girl, but I'm not a girl's girl. And what I mean by that is, because I already know the guys going to chew me up. They're going to start chewing me up in this chat. And it's okay. I got my big girl panties on today. We can go back and forth because I'm going to stand on this. I don't get along with women. I do, but I get along with girls. I'm not a mean girl. I don't do the secret competition. I don't do the jealousy, the sneaky jealousy stuff. I don't do any of those things, right? That a lot of women do. And I don't like the cattiness. I'm not into having that attitude where everything is catty or everything is so emotional. That's not me. I grew up around men and boys. I was a tomboy in real life. And that's how I set my emotions up. So a lot of stuff that women do talk, I don't want to sit around and discuss celebrity gossip. I don't want to sit around and talk about reality TV shows. I don't want to sit around and talk about bags. I don't want to sit around and talk about shopping. I don't want to sit around and talk about a guy you was supposed to not been dealing with, the stupidity. Now, I will have my girl talk, absolutely. But y'all know what I'm referring to. It's a lot of stuff that I just don't want to deal with. And it's not to say that men are better friends. It just so happened that I work in a male-dominated industry, so I'm used to dealing with men a little more because I'm not going to say they're less emotional. It's just they're more logical when it comes to certain situations. So it's easier for me to have male friends. It's easier for me to literally have male friends where there's no attraction, there's no hitting on me, there's no none of that, right? It's easier to deal with because I don't have to worry about competition. I don't have to worry about any of those things. And a lot of times that, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people feel a way about that, especially when it comes to relationships. But you have to do whatever works for you. As you can see, I probably have more male best friends than I do female, if not the same. And a lot of people who are lifelong friends in my life are males. They're men. They give me game. They help me not self-sabotage. Right? They tell me stuff that men won't tell me to make sure that I'm on top of my game. That's why I have male friends. Who doesn't want a best friend of the opposite sex? You got to utilize that. Don't misuse it, but use it correctly, right? Use it correctly. A lot of my guy friends have been around me my whole life. People I grew up with. They know me to my core. It's funny because if you ask my best friend Steve, he thinks I'm a dude. Right? He'd be like, that man, that's a whole dude. Somebody say, hey, you ever try to talk to what? That's a whole dude. Yeah, because how I am around my guy friends is not how, like, and it's crazy because I can have the same conversations with them that I do with my female best friends. But men, their perspective is a little different. And we're going to talk about that when we come back from break, because I'm not sure, as I think about this, I'm not sure if me having a lot of male friends work, because, man, I'm a dog out here. 101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Make sure y'all tap in. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
You're invited to summer's biggest celebration. Join Wisconsin State Fair in celebrating 175 years of memories together. Get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com, with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We talking friendships, man. I want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. Is it easier to make friends as kids or as adults? Before we went to break, I was talking about my friendships and the fact that I have. I'm not going to blame it on the industry, but when I was younger, I played all the sports. Football, basketball, cans, racing, whatever you can think of that involved rough and rugged with the guys, that was me. And because I grew up around a lot of boys who then became men, it became easier for me to deal with them. Now I'm in a male-dominated industry, and I have to work with them. That don't mean I got 1,000 men calling my phone or 1,000 men and I'm just hanging out with. It just means that I have a lot of male friends who are real friends. Now, one of the things, ladies, I want to tap into is, when it comes to friendships, the friend zoning. Are you still able to be friends with the guy after he hits on you, right? I never understood the whole friend zone like situation, because if I'm around you and I'm not expressing or showing any type of interest in you whatsoever, and you hit on me, that means that, and you can't be in a friend zone. I just can't deal with you because we'll never be able to be friends because you like me. You're attracted to me. That's not an authentic, real friendship. So I don't personally friend zone guys. If you come on to me, you know what I like. Ain't nothing against you, but I'm good. I don't want to be your friend. I can't be your friend because the idea and the thought of me will never leave your head. And then that's going to be, that's a conflict. I'll never be able to introduce you to my peoples, to my spouse. I'll never be able to kick it with you without you doing a flirt out there, flirting with me and doing all this other nonsense. So I don't friend zone guys. I don't believe in it. I don't want nothing to do with it. The guys who are my friends now have been my friends for a while. They'll continue to be my friends because it's not a situation that I have to keep explaining over and over. These been my friends for this amount of years, so on and so on. And it makes it difficult in relationships too, because if you recently become friends with the guy, how does that look if you're in a relationship? Like, what do you mean? I don't know him. You ain't grow up with him. What you mean that's your friend? Like, no, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. So yeah, I just wanted to tap into that for a little bit because it popped up. It popped up from a colleague. The friend zone, right? But before we went to break, we were talking about friendships, reasons, seasons, and lifetime. We have to learn how to decide if people are supposed to be around for a reason, season, or a lifetime. And what does someone have to do with what does someone have to do in order to become your friend, right? My childhood friends, they didn't have to do anything but just be my friends because it was such an intimate and pure part of my life. When I became an adult, that's when I understood that people actually have to put in work. And so do I. You can't just call someone your friend just because you like them or because they're smiling in your face or because they support you. They have to actually do something to prove why they should be your friend. Now, when we talk about friendships, one of the things that I do hear sometimes on podcasts or when I'm on social media, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about the friends who you only hear from a couple times out the years, right? So time doesn't dictate your friendship. I have friends, real life friends who I don't hear from often whatsoever. But whenever we link up and whenever we talk, it's like the time has not gone by. It's like I just seen them the other day, and those friendships I admire truly as well. I dislike when people feel away when you take breaks from them. When you're friends, right? You should be allowed to have some me time, right? Now, granted, I'm not saying you got to go, if it's your best friends or your right hand, you go months and years without talking to them. But if ever, again, my friends know if ever I go silent, something is going on. And some of them give me my space and some will reach out. But I think that we have to, a lot of us got to grow up a little bit when it comes to that. I know a lot of women, I ain't talked to her. She ain't called me. She acting funny. That don't mean that she acting funny. That means that she may have something going on. That means that she may be depressed. She may be busy, especially if she's a mother, if she's a wife. There's things that happen in life, right? And how often you talk to your friends should not dictate your friendships. Distance shouldn't dictate your friendships. None of that should. It's the quality. It's how they show up for you in the moment that you need them the most. It doesn't matter how much time passed. There are people in my life that I know for a fact that if I call, they'll come running at the drop of a dime. It does not matter how long I haven't seen them. It does not matter how long we went without talking. A friend is a friend, right? And as long as they are true to me, they'll always have a friend in me. They'll always have a friend in me. So as we, again, talk about reason, season, or a lifetime when it comes to the friendships, right? Have you ever actually had a conversation about your friendships to your friends? Like, have y'all ever sat down and had a conversation about your relationship or your friendship and how it started and things that you went through, trials and tribulations, and where you were, right? This is something that is so interesting to me, especially if you have friends where you've had situations in the past and maybe y'all have stopped talking for a little bit because something happened or whatever the case may be. But I think that reflection is always important because it outlines the growth in your relationship. It outlines how far you've come, not only as a friend, but as a human being. So if you sit down with your best friends and you have a conversation, just start thinking about it. Hey, do you remember the first time we met? Do you remember the first time we had a conversation? How did it even come about? My friend Shanika was rapping and I was rapping. I was in 7th grade. She was in 8th grade and she moved on my block and she was a rapper too. And we was kids and I didn't know any other female rappers except for her older cousin, Erica. And we would have we literally just start having conversations about our favorite rappers. Then we started writing raps on papers and putting them in shoe boxes. Then we formed a rap group and we was inseparable. So it was music that brought us together. Right? My best friend Sharika, she's 3 years older than me. When I met her, I was 15 working at the Midwest Express Center. And we really got cool because she cool, but people used to think we were sisters. Right? We do look alike. It's crazy. We not related at all. But it's just amazing how friendships form and you don't ever take a step back to look and see. So I think we should start having these conversations with our friends, especially if there has been situations that has happened, because it's going to show we are in a space now as adults, right? Where you can look back and say, man, mentally, I was going through this. I didn't know I was depressed or I didn't know who I was, whatever the case may be, or it could be positive. But either way, have these conversations. Have the conversations about how y'all met when y'all did have a fallout. What happened? What mental state were you in when that happened? Did age play a factor? Did other people you were around play a factor, right? Especially if those people aren't around anymore. You should start having these conversations with your friends. How did y'all become friends? What is it about them that makes them want to be your friend? Sometimes we don't often talk about when you know someone is loyal to you, you know that they're loyal. You don't have to question it. You don't typically have to have a conversation about it. But sometimes we should have conversations about situations that happen that we overcome so that we can remind one another that we are loyal to each other. So that we can remind one another that, hey, this is what I stand on when it comes to you. There's not anybody who can come to me and talk to me about my best friends. It doesn't matter who you are. Even if I feel away, you won't know it. I'm going to check you. I may want to fight you too because they're my peoples. Now, if it's something going on, it's just like a relationship. If I was in a relationship with the guy, I'll deal with it when the door is shut. But I'll never do it in front of anyone. I'll never, ever betray them behind their back because I know that there's a conversation. And what's the worst that can happen? You get in your feelings. Okay, you'll be all right. What you need a day? You need 2 days? That's fine. You can have 1 or 2 days. It's okay, right? It's all right. Don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, you still will be my friend. So there are certain situations that happens in friendship that will dictate your friendship. And then also the reflection piece. Sit down with your friends and have these conversations so that both of y'all can understand how far y'all have come and how far y'all headed. We got to go to break. We are talking friendships. Is it easier to make friends as youth or as adults? 833-212-1017. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
My friends, real friends, better than your friends, yeah. That's how we keep popping out that binge, yeah. Both friends, real friends, better than
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct, and you are officially tapped in. At UWM, students don't have to wait until college to start building their future. We're Ready lets students in K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus, from science and tech to art, sports, and more. Students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Get started today at uwm.edu/WarReady. Truth Nation, thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. We are talking about friendships, right? We are talking about friends, season, reason, lifetime. Doesn't matter how long you go without speaking to someone. Doesn't matter how long you go without seeing someone. Quality over quantity always. Quantity over quantity always. Before we head into the next part of this, I want to take time out just to give flowers, and I want you guys to tap in with me, 833-212-1017. A lot of times we shout out our children, our family, and stuff like that, but we never ever take time to let our friends know how much we appreciate them. And I want you to help me. Call in. Who inspired you? Who was your mentor, your coach, your neighbor, your coworker? Who are friends that you have around you right now that you couldn't imagine your life without, right? Give them a shout out, 833-212-1017. Who are the people that help you become the person you are today? I've talked earlier about my best friends, Shanika, Sharika, Steve, Trayton, and Greg. I want to elaborate on my friendship with Greg. Greg was the first best friend I ever had. We met in 4th grade at Hartford Elementary School. Actually, what happened, I was on a playground, roughhousing with the boys, running on the track, and this boy named Charles. Yep, Charles off the east side. This boy named Charles pushed me down. He pushed me down so hard and scraped my knee until it started bleeding, and we start fighting, right? And Greg came and took up for me. And he's been taking up for me ever since. He really think he my daddy. He be trying to tell me what to do. But there was a moment in time. We had always called each other friends and best friends. But there was a moment in time where our friendship was tested. And this was our senior year in high school at Juneau. Greg was actually dating someone who became upset and ended up getting him shot. He was walking home from school from the bus stop our senior year. His car was broke, so he had to catch the bus. Some guys put up on him, shot him in his neck. And he was in a coma for 3 months. He could not wake up. He could not talk. He couldn't speak. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything for 3 months straight. They was afraid that he'll never be able to talk again. He laid there with tubes in his body. It was a very, very difficult moment. And every day I went to the hospital to see him. Every single day. Once he, I went through his mood swings with him when he was upset, because his voice, he had to go to therapy. He had to learn how to talk again. And then his voice didn't sound the same. But I went to the hospital every single day to see him. And when he started to eat again, he loved chili cheese fries from Checkers. I would go and grab some chili cheese fries. I would spend a night by his house, braid his mom hair and do his sister hair and help out with his nieces and just be there and show up for him. And this was every single day. They would tell you every single day I was at the hospital and I showed up for him. Even when he was mean, little big head self, when he had an attitude, all of that, I showed up for him. And he's always showed up for me in every single way. But it was that moment when I realized that I didn't know what I would do without my best friend. Like, this is someone I confide in. This is someone who never judges me. This is someone who got my back since the 4th grade. This is someone who's going to stand up for me at any given time, and I never have to question his loyalty. And we had to, go through certain things in life, but certain situations put you in a position to where you have to make a decision on whether this relationship is lucrative for you or not, and what it really means to be, someone's best friend or a good friend. And to this day, we're still best friends. That's still my best friend. To this day, right? One call away. Doesn't matter how long we go without seeing each other, how long we go without talking to each other. That man will always be my best friend. I know what it looks like at his worst. He knows what it looked like when I'm at my worst. And I appreciate him. And he's made a huge impact on my life. And he's someone that I respect dearly and I love dearly. And I want to give him his flowers. I want to give him his flowers today, man. We've been through a lot as children. We've been through a lot in life. But if nobody never switched up on me, that man never switched up on me. So shout out to my best friend, Greg Rogers, man. Shout out, Greg. Big head self, little ugly self. No, just play. We got a caller on the line. Al, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. First thing I want to say, we don't do no seasonal friends. The only thing we do seasonal is men and women that we sleep with. I also will say, too, the friends that you have had and the friends who fall out for no reason when you ain't did nothing, those are the friends you let rot like a dead road on a Mississippi dirt road down in the Delta. Your friends who have always been day one with you, ride and die, those are the friends that you keep close to your heart. Now, the friends who catch little attitudes, those friends is probably on something personal. And for those friends that's on something personal, you have to let them rot. because friendship is not seasonal. Friendship is going to be reoccurring, and they're going to have you from sun up to sundown. But if your friends is popping attitudes, it's either they want to be you, or they're jealous of you, or it's something you're doing that's within your unique, kind, welcoming spirit, because some of those friends are rot gut.
Yes, indeed.
Like tennis shoes with holes in it. So sometimes for those friends, you got to let them rot like urine in a toilet that's been in an abandoned house for 6 months. And you can smell it when you pull in front of it. And them friends know who they are, because there's a lot of them have cut friends who have always been nice and kind to them. And for those friends, let them rot like an STD that was caught in a condom. Save the world a whole lot of trouble. Have a great day, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling in, Al. You are right. We don't do seasonal friends around here, okay? We don't do seasonal friends. It's lifetime. Well, I can't say that we don't, because everyone has a purpose. Some people who are seasonal friends may come in your life for that season to teach you a lesson, to help you just in that moment. It's almost like an angel, right? They're just there to help you get to the next level. And that's okay. You just have to make sure that these friends are the friends who are around for the right reasons, right? Now, I want to tap into something else, because this often comes up. It was a conversation I had last week with my bonus mom, where we were talking about this as well. Friends who disappear when they are dating or when they are in a relationship. How many of y'all have friends?
Brother, this guy stinks!
How many of y'all have friends who disappear when they get their new boo? Now, there's a difference, though. There's friends who disappear because they're in a relationship. They have responsibilities. They have duties, right? They have things to actually take care of. And then you have friends who disappear because that's just what they do. When they get in a relationship, all they want to be around, the only person they want to talk to is the person they are with. Which friend are you? Are you the friend that disappears when you get in a relationship because it's something new and you have life is life and you have a responsibility? Or are you the type that disappeared just because you switch up whenever someone new is in your life, right? There are so many people who do that. Me personally, I've never been that person. I've never been the person to disappear whenever I got into a relationship or when I was married. I never disappeared. There's moments when I may have to take time for myself because I'm overwhelmed and I have a lot of things that I have to do. And we know that being in a relationship is a lot. We know that being in a relationship comes with responsibilities, let alone married, right? And marriage is a whole different subject because that's even more work that you have to do. But I never, ever disappeared from my friends. I never disappeared because my friends are my friends. They're going to be my friends when that relationship is there and when our relationship is not there. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
Freedom has a history. Come experience it. Visit the Milton House Museum, Wisconsin's only certified Underground Railroad site open to the public. Tour the historic 1844 Inn, step down into the cellar, and walk through the underground tunnel in the footsteps of freedom seekers who risked everything on their journey to liberty. Hear powerful stories of courage, sacrifice, hope, and determination, and discover Wisconsin's connection to the Underground Railroad and the fight for freedom. Guided tours of the Milton House are available Tuesday through Sunday through Labor Day weekend. Learn more at miltonhouse.org.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
What you doing? Where you been? Where you going? You with your friends? I don't like them. I'm just saying, they ain't right, and I can see it. Now one of them got a man. Now one of them got a plan. Now one of them with you. Now one of them drive a Benz.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct, and you are officially tapped in. Hey, Truth Nation, I want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. Which friend are you? Are you the friend who disappeared when you're dating, when you get married, when you're in a relationship? Or are you the friend that sticks around, right? We know a lot of people, when they get they new boo, they get to acting new, brand new. They don't want to be around nobody. They don't want to talk. And granted, in the beginning, that makes perfect sense. Z not feeling it. Z is not feeling it. Listen, in the beginning of the relationship, we understand that you want to spend time with your loved one. You want to spend time around them and under them. I get it. But after so long, you have to go back to your regular everyday schedule. And that includes talking to your friends, hanging out with your friends, being around your friends, not cooped up under your man or your woman all the time. And oftentimes we experience situations where our friends, when they get in relationships, they just act as if we never existed. They just act as if, hey, I'm
Let
here.
him cook.
Right. Like, hey, you forget about me? I'm still your friend. I'm here. I'm here to support you because guess what? As soon as that man or woman make you feel away, as soon as they do something you don't like, who you going to be calling? Your friends. You're going to be calling your friends. So why disappear in the first place? Why disappear? Which friend are you? Are you the friend that disappear or are you the friend that stay around when you're in a relationship? 833-212-1017. You know, you have to find a balance when it comes to your relationships. You have to be able to have some type of balance to where you're catering to both parties. You're giving enough attention to your spouse or whoever you're dating or in a relationship with, and you're giving enough attention to your friends as well, because you're going to need both. And I think we touched on this last week or a couple of weeks ago, that sometimes about it being difficult sometimes because sometimes your significant other may not like your friends, right? Or your friends may not like your significant other. And then that's a situation to where you have to determine how often you talk to them or how often you don't talk to them. I have a friend like that. That's my friend no matter what, but I talk to her maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years, because her man don't like me. He don't like me because she used to date my brother. That ain't my fault. That don't got nothing to do with me. Them people handled their business way before I even came in the picture as her friend. But because of that reason, we don't talk often, right? We don't get a chance to hang out as much. We don't get a chance to kick it as much as I would like to for that reason. But again, you have to find a balance, especially when you have friends who have been there through thick and thin. It's very difficult for me, a person, I'm speaking for myself, for me to disappear whenever I'm dating someone, because I know that I lean on my friends. I lean on my friends all the time. And that doesn't mean you have to put your friendship before your relationship. It just means that you need to find some type of balance. Shout out to the chat. Marty says, happy Monday. There goes. What's up, Marty? Some people can't do it both. You are absolutely right. Some people cannot do both. Some people have a hard time balancing their friendships and relationships. And earlier we were talking about balancing the friendships and the relationships, but I also mentioned a situation where one of my friends, her man, feels away because she used to date my brother. I don't know why he feel away towards me, but that brings me to my next question. Is your friends allowed to date your siblings? Do you believe in your friends dating your siblings, right? I have brothers, a lot of brothers, okay? A brother over here, a brother over here, a brother over there, a brother over there. And they've dated, let me see, one of my friends. No, two. Two of my brothers have dated two of my friends, but here's the difference though. The thing is, they didn't meet them through me. And these are people that I grew up with and I was friends with before they even started dating them. So I didn't play a part in connecting them or hooking them up. That happened on its own, right? But me personally, I'm not big on hooking my friends up with my brothers, with my siblings. Or if I have guy friends, I don't hook them up with my sisters. I don't like connecting my friends with my siblings because if he do something, you're not going to be mad at me and want to end a friendship, okay? Girl, why you hook me up with your brother? You know he wasn't no good. You know he got all these girls. You know this. I didn't know nothing, okay? I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't around nothing. I'm not a part of nothing. You understand? So that is an absolute no for me. My friends cannot date my siblings. Now, if it's a situation to where it's like, you know that they're good for each other, you know that it's a situation that can potentially work, then I say go for it, right? Like, hey, one of my brothers will have to come to me and say, sis, that's going to be my wife one day. For me to take them serious, for real, for me to take them, the whole situation serious, my brother will have to come to me. One of my brothers will have to come to me and say, hey, that's going to be my wife one day. And then I'll give it a thought. Like, you know what? Maybe I should hook them up. But for me, I'm not hooking my friends up with my siblings. I'm not doing it. Not now, not never is nothing that I feel like should be done. Marty said, ain't no good woman letting you hang out with anyone other than her and y'all live in family. In the beginning of the relationship, you have to build a bond first before they will allow for you to hang out with your friends and never let your friends date relatives. Never, ever. I'm telling you. So to your point, Marty, I agree. When you say ain't no good woman letting you hang out with anyone other than her and y'all even, I agree to a certain extent, right? I used to be that type. I used to, and again, it stems back from the people, you know, around me. My sister and her husband has been together since they was 16 and they're 54, literally. No other relationships, no funny business. They're married now. They have been together since they were 16 years old. And they are best friends. They do everything together. Go to the store together. Go to the gas station together every day, 24/7, and they have no children. They are best friends. It is beautiful. It is rare, but it is beautiful. That is something that I absolutely want. However, I do understand that in some relationships, you need space. So I'm okay with my guy going to hang out with his peoples. I'm okay with whether it's his friends or his family, right? I'm okay with that. As long as he's okay with me hanging out with my friends or my family, I think it's good. I think it's a balance. A balance has to be had. And as far as in the beginning of the relationship, you have to build a bond first. You absolutely do. But you're also showing them what they can expect. You're showing them what to expect, right? Hey, listen, these are my friends. I've known them for this amount of time. Now, granted, I'm not, at this age, I like mean guys. I like guys who like, they not really trying to sit around, you know what I'm saying, like that, around me and my friends like that. I want a man that's like, Nah, you go do you and I'm going to go over here with my peoples. And that's not to say that it doesn't work for everybody. Because there are some people, man, it works. And that's cool. But for me, I don't want it, primarily because when I'm with my homegirls, I want to be able to have conversations, not necessarily about my man, but I want to be able to have conversations in my girl talk that if my man was around, I wouldn't be able to. And fellas, y'all know exactly what I mean because y'all do it too. When y'all have y'all alone time with your homeboy and you're in your man cave or at the cigar lounge, y'all having certain conversations. Yeah, put them crickets on, Z. Because I know it. I know it to be true. Y'all be having certain conversations that y'all don't want your ladies to listen to.
What?
Y'all be having conversations y'all don't want us to understand. Y'all don't want us to know about, rather. So I know that there has to be some type of balance between time for my man and time for my friends. And the time with my friends is really time for me. And it should be the same with him. It's self-care. It's being able to, get out to breathe a little bit so that you're not up under each other all day. Now, if I am in a relationship where my man is my best friend, I'm not going to ditch my friends, but I'm okay with that too. Right? I'm okay if it's us against the world, baby. Listen, I'm all for it. But understand that my friends have been there from the beginning. Right? Now, when he put that ring on that finger, nothing tops that. Okay? Nothing tops that. But my friends has been there when nobody else has been there. So I would do myself a disservice by abandoning them over a relationship. Now, if it's a situation where my friends are messy or they're causing chaos and confusion in my relationship, that's a problem, right? Then I understand. But just to completely ghost my friends just because I have a man is unrealistic to me. Shout out to the chat, Jasmine West. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for tapping in with us today. Madi says, never tell your friends your relationship business. Boom. Thank you, Madi. I was getting to that next. Relationship people can't hang out with single friends if they not mature. Always allow your woman to have relationships with her siblings and friends. So, Madi, first point. I was just getting into that. Stop telling your friends your relationship business. Stop telling them stuff that you know at the end of the day, you're going to end up, that's going to cause you to go back to this person. Because you're making us feel away. First of all, I don't want to hear about some of y'all business because it's not my business, right? And as someone who has been married, as someone who has been in a committed relationship, certain things you just want to stay between you and your spouse. Some things your friends just should not know, period, whether it's you're a male or a female. Some things your friends should not know. But what bothers me the most when it comes to friendships and relationships is when your friends are going through something and they talk to you about it. And it's not like, hey, he's upset because he ain't getting none. And I've been tired because the baby, I'm still breastfeeding, whatever. That's normal mom stuff, right? That's normal marriage relationship issues. I'm talking about if he over there acting a plumb fool. He over there fighting you. He over there cheating on you. He over there just dogging you. And then you come and tell us and be like, guess what he did and did it. And now we hate him too. Now we want to jump him. We want to fight him. And then guess what? He come on over there and make you tap out. And now you like, oh yeah, hey girl, let's go to brunch. Oh, I can't because so and so. What? Who over there? You just said you was done with him. You just said all of this stuff happened, and now you're telling me that you don't want to kick it with me because the person you was just talking crap about to us is now back in the picture, and then you expect for us to be okay with that. You expect for your friends to be like, oh, we accept you, we forgive you. No, I don't. No,
Sounds like
I don't.
A great Tyler Perry movie.
Don't it? What is that? The fall from grace. Give him some grace. Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. I have zero tolerance for those type of situations. If you don't want me to feel a way, because as your friend, how would I be your friend if I don't feel a way about you telling me that your man is dogging you out? What do you mean? Like, you want me to just sit back and accept this, and then when I see him smile? No. I want to make his life a living hell because you're hurting my friend. So now I have to make another decision. Are you supposed to be in my life for a reason, season, or lifetime? Because if you keep coming to me complaining about this, and then you feel away when I feel away, but you keep going back to him, then maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to question our friendship, because at this point, it ain't got nothing to do with him. It's about your decisions and your choices. We got to go to break. We are talking friendships. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like, it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
What's up, y'all? It ain't my fault. This the Shaka House, you heard? We gonna get riding, body. We gonna charge this one to the game. We can't stop. We can't stop. There ain't no limit, you heard?
101.7 The Truth. Happy Monday, Truth Nation. Listen, we are talking relationships. And based off that song choice, I guess some women do be feeling like it ain't that fault. It ain't their fault that they men, they came over there and put it on them, and now they just stuck on stupid. Girl, I can't go to brunch with you because the same guy I was just over here talking about was acting a fool just came back. And you took him back in. And now you want us to be like, oh, hey, boo. Hey, how you doing? No, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to be around him. If I'm your real friend, I care about how people treat you. And you should care about how people treat you too. And I'm not forgiving that. Marty says, no coming back from sharing bad experiences to your friends when they will never let it go. That's a fact. He also said, always allow your woman to have relationships with her siblings and friends. Loyalty, honesty, trust is more important than sex. It's not all about that period. Mature men don't need it more than Wow, 2 to 3 times a day. Listen, Marty, honestly, I've been in situations where and this is why I'm saying this. I've been in situations where I would tell my friends about something that my ex was doing, right? Oh my gosh, turning all the way up. And then it'd be like a week later, I done kicked him out, everything, and he right back. And now they looking at me like, girl, and you want us to like him after you just told us everything he did? No, we're not going to. We don't want nothing to do with him. So that's why I'm saying that, right? That balance when it comes to your relationships and your friendships, it matters. It matters. Stop telling your friends your personal business when it comes to your relationship. Especially, I remember when me and my ex got into it when I was younger, and the first thing my brother said when I called him was, "Is you gonna go back to him?" And I was like, "No." But guess what? I took my little fast tail right on back to him. And then after that, it was like, don't call me no more. I don't want to hear about what he doing. I don't want to hear nothing because you're telling me and you want me to do something about it, but yet you keep going back to him. No. So to all the ladies and the men out there, right? If you truly cherish your friendships, stop pillow talking to your friends about your business with your spouse or your loved one. And also, stop going back. Don't go back to the same person that you're running from, that you're telling us about. You keep telling us you're done with him, you're not going to mess with him no more. And you telling us everything he's doing to you. And as a friend, it hurts. That hurts me. That hurts my heart. That makes me want to put my hands on him because I care about you and your well-being. And then you turn around and end up right back with him or her and expect for everybody to be one big happy family. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Can't do it. You cannot do it. So, guys, I have a question for the fellas, right? So when I first started, why are you looking at me like that?
You want to see something funny?
Listen, I have a question for the guys, all right? Earlier, I kept... Y'all, they ain't here jumping me. I'm trying to tell y'all, they ain't here gang. You know what? I was gonna be nice and I was gonna try to take up for the fellas. Now I'm about to come for y'all. Y'all can thank Meech and Z. I'm about to come for y'all. No, I'm just playing. But listen, I have a question for the fellas. Are you okay with your... Thank you, CC. Thank you. She got my back. Are you okay with your significant other, whether you're dating, in a relationship, or married? Are you okay with your woman having friends who are of the opposite sex? Are you comfortable if your woman say, hey, I'm about to pull up by so-and-so house. I'm about to pull up by Deontay house. I'm going to call you when I make it to the crib. Or, you know, Marvin. Hey, I'm going to call you back, man. I'm on the phone with Marvin. Right? Me, what I would do is I would introduce my male friends, absolutely introduce my male friends to whoever it is I'm dating. Not all of them, not constituents, not business partners, not nothing like that. But people who are my real friends, like wholeheartedly real friends. You have to meet whoever I'm married to or in a relationship with because y'all got to have some type of mutual respect and understanding. If y'all decide to kick it, that's cool. If y'all don't, y'all don't. I'm okay with my guy having friends of the opposite sex. I think it's immature, it's irate to even think that you don't belong talking to someone else of an opposite. What about when you go to work? With the colleagues, you have to deal with the opposite sex every single day. I'm not saying it to the point where it's like you just got new friends popping up. She has new friends popping up here and there, or he. But mine's, I'm okay with it. Now, here's where it gets tricky, right? Especially with men, because men like to lie. Men like to lie a lot. Men will play in your face so much and make you think that His homegirl is just his homegirl. The whole time he either done smashed or he's cracking. Okay? Oh no, that's just my homegirl. How you know her? How long you know her? Do she know your mama? If she don't know your mama and she don't know your sister, they ain't your homegirl. I'm not trying to hear it. Huh? Right? I'm not trying to hear it. Men will be friends, have women. Oh, Meech in the bill. Come on, Meech. Meech said he got to get on
Turn
the
me on.
mic.
Hold on, wait. What you say? No, because some of my friends know my mama, and some girls that they know my mama too.
That you cracked?
Yeah.
Are they your friends?
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, but are you okay with your woman having friends of the opposite sex?
She can't. Ain't no new friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't no making new friends. Oh yeah, we just new friends.
Another one.
It gotta be somebody that I know you been, new friends. No new friends.
Look at Z-Man. Yeah, listen. Hey, what if it's something that's beneficial? Because you meet new friends all the time, each in your line of business.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little different, and I'm probably a wild card when it comes to stuff like this. It's just, I be, I don't really. I make new friends all the time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're being biased, Meech.
No, but when it comes, if it's that close, it's no new
double
friends.
standard. I'm sorry,
no,
not biased.
It's not
double
introducing.
standard.
I'm not introducing no new friends. I'm not saying this is my new friend and I'm finna have, like associates or whatever. That's how they come around. I'm working through the careers. It's just people that come and go. Like you said earlier, people
seasons.
Friends, yeah, seasons.
But
somebody that's gonna be around.
Are you okay if your woman say, "Hey, I'm about to pull up by Rob crib. I'm gonna hit you back."
Rob gonna have to be. See. It's only Rob. It's only one friend. It's only gonna be Rob. It ain't gonna be Rob and them. Rob taking me by his guy's house. No, none of that. None of that going on.
No. I feel you on that.
Rob gotta say what's up.
Yeah.
What's up, Meech?
So what if she got Rob, Deontay, and
I got
Travis?
Keisha, Alicia, Talisha.
Saranda. He got a whole DMX song. Z said Rob better be sure for Robin. Listen, hey, at the end of the day, it is okay for your spouse, whoever you're dating, to have mutual friends, but there should be boundaries, right? There should be boundaries. It's so funny. I seen something on social media where a guy was talking about how slick women is, and they so slick with it, they'll have you handshaking a guy that they was cracking, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, this bro, this my bro, this homeboy." See, I don't play that bro word, right? I don't play that, "Oh yeah, this my homeboy, this my bro." If this is my brother and he's like a brother, that's exactly what he is. Ain't no cracking, no smashing, past, now, future, none of that stuff. And I think that's why a lot of men be so insecure when it comes to, or not necessarily insecure. Some are insecure and some are just apprehensive about allowing their woman to have friends of the opposite sex, right? But for me, I think, again, my man, I'm okay with it. But it has to be a reason. Like, y'all can't be friends just because y'all friends. Like, did you grow up with her? Do y'all do business together? You understand what I'm saying? Has she been around your family? And I'm not talking about the homegirl that you grew up with having a crush on and y'all used to date when y'all was kids and she's your forever girl. And, no. I'm talking about real life homegirl, okay? A real life friend. Not someone who secretly has feelings for you, not someone who secretly has a crush on you, but someone who is a true friend. And if she is a true, and you'll be able to tell because of how she treats you. So ladies, if your man talking about he got a homegirl and that's been his homegirl, see how she acts towards you, right? Does she try to get to know you? Does she try to build a relationship with you? Or does she get an attitude? Or do he always got to get off the phone every time she comes around? That's not his friend, boo. That's not his friend. That's somebody that he keeping on the sidelines. I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to the chat. But Bar said, don't introduce me to your friends. Just don't talk bad about us. I feel that. Madi says, I'm not insecure. Put on what you can take. Hello. I second that too, Madi. Babar said, as long as Rob does not have on gray sweatpants. Listen, I don't know what to tell you, Babar, because my friends are hoopers, okay? They walk around in gray sweatpants all the time. Not around me necessarily, but I don't know. They still walk around in gray sweatpants. I don't be caring about that stuff. I don't notice whether they have on gray sweatpants or not, because I'm not in their face all day, every day like that. But I understand what you're saying, all jokes aside, because that would be similar to saying you better not go around your male friends with your booty shorts on and your cleavage all out. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I understand that. We are talking friendships, right? We are talking friendships. We want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. Hey, give us a call and shout out your friends, man. New it. Oh, man. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. You officially tapped in 101.7 The Truth.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
You're invited to summer's biggest celebration. Join Wisconsin State Fair in celebrating 175 years of memories together. Get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
We started off as close friends.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the callers. We are talking friendships. Is it easier to build friends as kids or adults? And also, are you okay with your significant other having a friend of the opposite sex? We got a caller on the line. G, hi. What's the word?
I'm on the phone right now, Lily. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for tapping in with us today.
Oh, it's all good. I think as consenting adults, we should be cool with our significant others having friends, but I just be having a test for ladies because, men, we play the game different. So if my lady was to tell me somebody was her friend, I tell her, call him right now and tell him that you want him to clap buns. And if he say yeah, that he not truly your friend. Because dudes will wait in the friendship line for 10, 20 years until they catch you vulnerable, and then now they no longer your friend. So, ladies, y'all got to be careful with that he just my friend game. That's why men don't trust it, because we all been somebody's friend. We got introduced as a friend, and we was clapping buns. So that's not like, and I know this because I have true female friends who, if they asked me that, I would feel disgusted. I would throw up. And these are desirable women, but I look at them as my sisters, as my friends for so long that we just got that connection that, no, we ain't going there. But that's the test for ladies. Ladies, if you think a man is your friend, text him, call him, ask him to clap buns. See what his response is. A lot of y'all going to find out you really don't got friends like that.
Thank you. You know what?
For the opposite sex.
That's some great advice. And that's some great game. In all seriousness, I appreciate that advice because I never thought about it like that. The fact that men do wait around and they will sit in the cut, like to say, hey, let's start off as friends, right? When you're building a relationship, let's start off as friends. So you're right. It does matter. That matters absolutely. I never even sat here and thought about if any of my friends been waiting in the cut. Well, I know my best friends haven't, but like just male friends. I'm talking about people I work with, in the industry, stuff like that. That's a good test. I'm going to put it to test. As soon as I get me a man, I'm going to put it to test.
Y'all have a nice night.
You too. Thank you for tapping in with us. I agree, though. I feel like that's a great analogy. That's something that I never thought about. I'm curious to see how women will respond to their male friends. I think it can go both ways, right? Women, you can have your guys hit up their homegirl, and guys, you can have your lady hit up her homeboys, right? And send them a message and act like, maybe act like you drunk or something. Ask a drunk text. Send a drunk text and see how they respond. Because to Jihai's point, my boy's best friend look at me like I'm a whole dude, right? They probably would throw up. Ninja, if you don't get off my line with this bull crap. But it's up to you. I mean, it's based off of your personal situation. Again, me personally, I can't rock with somebody being your friend just because they're your friend. How long? How did she come around? Is she a family friend? Is she? And let's be clear, the family friends be the worst. When your man say he got a homegirl and she friends with, that's somebody that he liked or she liked, she been around since they was kids. That's who his mama really want him to be with. Ladies, I'm trying to tell you, watch out for the family friend that's a homegirl. And she real close to your man, because 9 times out of 10, mama want, why you ain't never get with my baby? Y'all know y'all was supposed to be married a long time ago. You know I love you. How your mama doing? That's the lady that his mama really want him with. But my man can have female friends. But I have to understand the dynamics. How did y'all meet? How long y'all been friends? Right? If it ain't business, or if it's not a real friendship where y'all just real life friends since y'all forever, however long, I can't do it. I can't do it because, again, it comes down to a point. It's a fine line between friends and relations. You love your friends, right? All of my male friends, I love them like my brothers wholeheartedly. There isn't an ounce of attraction. I'm not attracted to them, and they aren't attracted. They are not my type at all. There is nothing they can do to ever make me want them. That's why they are my friends. And when I'm in relationships, my peoples, they gotta accept that. Again, that don't mean that I'm gonna be around them 24/7 or none of that. But to Jihai's point, I'm the type of person, if I am in a relationship, you have to meet my spouse, my significant other. You have to. It's mandatory. Here go the number. This where he stay at. Y'all build your own relationship. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a situation where it's like, nah, and let's be clear on this too. Just because you're friends don't mean that when you get in a relationship that you have to be around them 24/7 if they are the opposite sex. That is fair. Like I'm not around my male friends often now anyways. But in the event I was and I got into a relationship, that has to stop. We're not going to be hanging out all the time. It has nothing to do with the attraction piece or nothing like that. There's no attraction there. It's just out of respect, right? It's out of respect because I know for a fact that there's some real men out there. They ain't trying to hear none of that. That's your best friend. That's cool. But all that hanging out and y'all, no, not doing it. Primarily because, to Meech's point earlier, when you with your guy friend, he got guy friends. He don't know his friends. What you kicking it with his guy friends for? No, we not doing none of that. We ain't playing them games. We not playing them games over here. Shout out to the chat. Madi says, a woman that truly love ain't going. You are absolutely right. A woman who loves truly ain't going. Absolutely. Let's see here. We got a vote. When did you meet your best friend? A lot of people are saying high school and college. 43% say high school, 43% say college, 14% says elementary school, 0 in middle school. So you either met your friends as you became a teenager or when you were young, but rarely in between. Whenever you met your friends, again, earlier we was talking about sitting down and reflecting on your friendships and what that looked like and how far you've come. Even have some conversations with your spouses or your significant other. And because a lot of times they may feel aware, they may see things in your friends that you don't. And you have to be receptive to that, right? They may not say nothing because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They may not say nothing because they don't want to start an argument. But talk to your spouses about your friendships too. Hey, and it doesn't matter if y'all kicking in, y'all double dating, that's fine. Doesn't matter how often they're around, but have these conversations. Start having these conversations. You should know whether your spouse likes your friend or not. But just in case you are unsure, because again, especially if you're married, men do not like conflict. The last place they want to be is in a doghouse. Have these conversations. What do you think of this person? What do you think of my friend Toddy? What do you think of my friend Natalie? Right? You'll be surprised. Because they be knowing. I promise you they be knowing. And fellas, do it. You could do the same thing with your woman. Ask us. Because we be knowing too. And the difference is women gonna tell you before you ask. We're gonna tell you, I don't like him for you. He ain't nothing. He's single. He got baby mama drama. He don't need to be around you, period. I don't like him. I don't trust him. I don't want him to be your friend. We're gonna voice it, but not all the time does men voice how they feel. Again, we're talking relationships, we're talking friendships, couple different things here. Are you allowing your significant other to have friends of the opposite sex? Are you? And what does that look like for you? Right? And I don't like to say devil's advocate, but I have to play advocate here, ladies. Just because a man don't want you to have friends of the opposite sex, that does not mean he's insecure. That does not mean that he's insecure or that he has an issue with, he's jealous or anything like that. It's just men are territorial. They don't want their woman around another man as much as she's around her man. Because again, the way that they think, how they feel, right? That's just the reality. That don't go for everybody. Some men is okay with it, cool. But it does not make him insecure. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. He mad because I got a male friend. He insecure. He not insecure, baby. He a man. He's a man, okay? Now, if it's, again, every situation is different. If this is someone you've been friends with your whole life, someone that is around and he's cool with the family, all of that stuff, it ain't no weird, funny business, he might ease up a little bit. But honestly, the way I was taught by my brothers and by my sisters, a man is a man. And a man only gonna want you around other men for so long. When you working, that's different because you got to go to work. But when we talking about best friends, that's a whole nother topic, or any type of friends of the opposite sex. That's a whole nother topic. We got to go to break to pay some bills. But when we come back, I need y'all to blow these phone lines up, 833-212-1017. We shouting out all of our friends today, man. It's a friend appreciation day today. Shout out to my best friend, Shanika. Shout out to my best friend, Shanika, Trayton, Greg, and Steve. Shout out to all of my family, man. It's going up. 833-212-1017. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. Tap in.
Wisconsin State Fair turns 175 this summer, and we only get better with age. Join us for 11 days of fun, iconic traditions, grand champion moments, and food that's absolutely worth the hype. Celebrate 175 years together and get your tickets today at wistatefair.com. Wisconsin State Fair, presented by T-Mobile, August 6th through 16th. We'll see you there.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, my not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 1017 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
Shout out, Ref One. Yeah. All right. You think I didn't see that you stayed silent? That's like you endorsing it all. May as well stand behind them. I stood beside you, thought there was some good inside you. Situations like these, they force you to notice the difference. Look at me and Neeks, for instance. We know we live different lives and we've been on our separate missions. Look at how time flies. 20 years past, he's still the same guy. But I get it, you all want to be the main guy. It explains why most people die not knowing who would have stuck by their side. It doesn't even cross their mind, they just go along for the ride. They'll never know only friends' decision. Friends never had to decide.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. Looking to discover and support local businesses in our community? Then make sure you tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. to Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman for What the Business Is, powered by We Energies. Each week, you'll hear from local business owners as they share what their business is, where they are located, and one valuable lesson they've learned along the way. We Energies is proud to help power local businesses in the communities they serve. Don't miss What the Business Is every Friday at 8 a.m. only on Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local businesses. Truth Nation, listen. We talking today, baby. We having a conversation today, baby. Yes, indeed. We are talking about relationships and friendships, right? Are you okay with your spouse having a friend of the opposite sex? And what does that look like? What does that look like for you? What does that look like for you? What is the boundary set in place? What is indicators? We had a caller earlier who stated that a good test would be for your significant other, fellas, to have your lady text her guy and ask him if he want to clap them cheeks. And if he respond a certain way, that ain't her friend.
Yup.
If he responds a certain way, he got to go. So
Somebody come and look at this.
What are some of the things or some of the tests that you put your spouse through to determine, right? And how secure do you have to be to say, you know what? It's okay. It's okay for my significant other to have a friend of the opposite sex. One of the things I like to do, especially because I am a single woman, and I work in a male-dominated industry who are married or they have they're in a relationship, things of that nature. Whenever I'm working with someone or with the client, I always make sure that I build with their significant other as well. Now, in some instances, that's not the case because the relationship may be rocky, may be toxic, or it's just not needed based on how much I communicate with them. But for me, it makes everything easier business-wise and friendship-wise, right? The only difficult part is you may find yourself in the middle when you become friends with both. But I'd rather take that than to have a male friend and not be cool with their significant other. I think that lightens the load too. I think that makes it a little bit easier when you have a male friend and they are in a relationship and you're in a relationship. It just makes everything easier. It makes it easier on you. It makes it easier on her. It makes it easier on your spouse and your friend as well, because now the intentions are clear. I'm not saying that's the case all the time. I'm just simply saying that that may help the situation a little bit more. But me personally, when I'm dealing with men, especially in this industry, and they are in relationships, I try my hardest to make sure I have a relationship with whoever their spouse is so that A, they understand, baby, this is business. B, that if we do end up building a friendship outside of this personal bit, then you have a friend in me as well, because you two are one and the same, right? You're your own individual person, but you're one and the same. And that just shows the amount of respect that you have for someone in their situation as well, right? I think it's extremely important. And I try not to, because I'm single, I try not to have, and this may sound crazy, but I try not to have men friends who are single. I try not to. Like, and I don't mean friends like my best friend. I mean like associates or colleagues or people I'm around that I'm doing business with, right? 9 times out of 10, they are not single. They are not single. They are not looking. They are in committed relationships. So there's nothing to worry about. Again, I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but there's nothing to worry about. But I think that it takes a lot of maturity and it takes a lot of logical thinking in order for someone to accept their spouse or their significant other to have a friend of the opposite sex. I don't feel like my man should be limited to just male friends, because there are a lot of dope women out here who may give him great advice, especially if he come from a family full of women who full of, you know what, okay? because we have those situations like that where you're dealing with a man who does not come from a family of women who will tell him the right things. My experiences hasn't been the best. The mama fool with it, the sister fool with it. They all going take his side. How I know? Cause I'm a sister. I got 8 brothers. And my brother, back in the day, my brother come in and be like, I used to always say, I don't want to meet your mama. I don't even want to meet your sister because they going to be loyal to whoever you bring through there. I promise you. Come in, hey, sis, this one. Oh, hey, how you doing? You nice to everybody? Got a relationship with everybody? Nah, man. But there are some men who don't necessarily come from a family of women who can give them the proper advice when it comes to relationships. They're going to side, with them, especially if he's the breadwinner and the caretaker of the family. They dang near be jealous sometimes. Like if he gets in a relationship with somebody else or shows somebody else more attention, right? So it's okay for him to have, especially in those situations, for your spouse or significant other to have female friends of the opposite sex, right? Especially when you're talking about business. There's rooms that women can walk into and make stuff happen that is more difficult for men to, right? There's advice that women can give men because we are a woman. We know how we want to be treated. So if you're going through something with your spouse, help your guy friend out. Put him on game. Let him know what his woman may be thinking and how she feeling so that he can do whatever it is he need to do to make sure that that situation is together. Again, you have to have a lot of maturity and you have to be secure enough in order to handle a situation like that, right? Don't mean, again, that the man is insecure if he don't want you to have someone of the opposite sex and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. To each his own. You have to go based off of the understanding that you guys have together, right? So I want to take it back to the beginning of the hour for those who are tuning in. Today we have been talking about friendships. We've been talking about balancing friendships. What does it look like to be a good friend, right? How do you have conversations with your friends about how they make you feel? Season, reason, lifetime. Some people come in your life for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. And you have to have a certain amount of discernment in order to determine which category they go in, right? Because a lot of times when we misplace people, that means that we have expectations that are not realistic. You want someone who is around for a season to be around for a lifetime, and then you wondering why your friendship and things that's happening the way that they're happening is happening the way that they're happening because you did not properly assess the relationship. You want them to be around forever when they were only meant to be in your life for a specific season. And I'm a good believer and a firm believer. If it's meant, it's going to spin a block. I promise you. If it's meant, it's going, let it go and it will come back to you. If it don't, then keep it pushing. But we have to get better at being able to determine who is supposed to be in our lives. I spent a lot of time allowing people that should have been not a part of my life a long time ago to stay around because I wanted them to be a part of my life forever because I'm not a transactional person. I don't know how to not love the way that I do. All right. I'm a lover. I love to love, not just relationships, but just humanity, just people, just life. I just love. Right. So when I run into dope people and I do business with dope people, I want them to stick around because I want us to build something amazing. I want us to build something worth lasting. And a lot of times it's difficult because that's not what they're there for. And don't necessarily believe that just because someone is around for a season that's a negative thing. That's not. Some people come just to help you get to that next level. They're called blessings. Some people are only in your life for a season because they're there to help you through something. And then once their job is done, then they move on. And that's okay. But for those who are around for a season and you're constantly trying to make them stay around, and relationships too. Some of y'all in relationships you ain't got no business being in. That relationship wasn't even a season, baby. That was a reason. And you done took it all the way to a lifetime. And now you stuck and you don't know what you're going to do because you didn't make the correct assessment from the beginning. When this person came to you and they was talking about their other friends behind their back. When this person came to you and they was giving you all of the red flags from the beginning to show you why they need not to be in your life for forever. And you still forced it. You still made sure that they were around, and now you're going through what you're going through. Some people have friends who were meant to be around for a reason or a season, and now they in a penitentiary doing life with those same friends because they did not make the proper analysis to keep them in the category that they needed to be kept in, right? We have to make better decisions. LaRon Taylor says, I am the single guy with 98% women friends. I have no desire to sleep with any of them because we have built a strong bond and trust, especially with those who are married. Absolutely. I feel the same way. The one time I asked people to help me move, only women showed up. Their husbands or my guy friends did not. Man, you got some real life women friends. If they coming to help you, but you know what? That makes sense. Because if my best friends ask me, I'm going to go and pack and all of that stuff too. Yeah. Yep, that's dope. We got to go to break. We are talking friendships and relationships. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Tell me
be there. Oh, I gotta know, baby. Oh, yeah. Tell me again. Make sure you
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct, man. That's one heck of a song. We are talking friendships and relationships. Listen, are y'all comfortable with y'all significant other having friends of the opposite sex? That's what we was talking about before we went to break. I was basically saying that I'm okay with it, but I want to take it back to the top, right? How did we start? How did we get to this conversation? A lot of this stemmed from the story that has captured national attention. 18-year-old Nolan Wells, a young black college football player from Mississippi, died after a 4th of July trip to Horn Island with 3 white friends, right? Authorities say that investigation is ongoing while drowning is currently suspected. No final determination has been made. Nolan's family has raised questions about the circumstances surrounding his death and is asking for a full, transparent investigation. As we wait for answers, this tragedy raises important questions that goes beyond one case. What does it mean to be a true friend? If you go somewhere together, do you make sure everyone gets home? How do we respond when someone in our group is missing or in trouble? And why do some stories spark conversations about race, trust, and accountability, right? Today, I want us to think about, again, friendship, not just something as we enjoy, but as a responsibility. A real friend doesn't leave you behind. A real friend looks out for your safety. They speak up when something is wrong, and they value your life as much as they value their own. We are taking calls, and we want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. When I was growing up, I was taught that you leave with who you came with. If I'm going somewhere with a friend, that friend, unless they're leaving with their significant other, we leave together, right? I also was taught that my friends and their life matters just as much as mine. So I would never put my friends in a situation that would land them, deceased or in jail. And when I go back and I listen to this video of him telling them that he don't know how to swim, and them laughing at him and making monkey noises and all of this other stuff, it really, really hurts my heart. Not just because he passed away, but because I can't imagine how many of us have children or youth we know who have friends like this and they're dealing with it, but they're not saying anything because they just want to be accepted. They just want to be able to believe that these very people they call friends are really their friends and they're just playing around. Well, guess what? It's happening one too many times. Matter of fact, it's bigger than friendship. It's entitlement. We have wealthy, rich kids walking around here whose parents are judges, doctors, lawyers, right? Financial advisors. They run all of the major corporations. And they feel entitled to do whatever they want to do because mommy and daddy is going to make sure that it goes away. Mommy and daddy is going to make sure that that drug case they caught when they was high off coke, speeding in they father's Mercedes Benz, that goes away. But that does not happen for our black babies. And then what do we do as a people? We work so hard. We say we don't want our kids to grow up in a certain environment. So we move them out to the suburban area, put them in private schools, pay all of this money only for them to be around cokeheads. Hello. Just because they go to a school that costs or is in a better neighborhood does not mean that what they're dealing with is better. It's just a different beast. New level, new devil. When you stay in the inner city and you go to public schools, you have to worry about violence. You have to worry about if your child can make it safe. When they go to these private schools around these rich, white, privileged children, you have to worry about racial slurs. You have to worry about drugs, hard drugs, not weed, but meth, coke, crack, heroin, all of the above. And it's not to take away from the parents who want a better life for their child. But again, you can't tell me. I'm not saying that this hasn't happened. But we know how black people are when it comes to water. In all seriousness, you can't tell me that if that young man was with 3 or 4 black other young men and women, that would have been the case. If someone is telling you they don't want to do something because they don't know how to swim, and allegedly they may have gave him a substance because they are, one of the friends said that they use drugs, and they forced him. They dang near forced him into doing whatever it is that they wanted him to do when it came to the water. He was afraid. When you listen to the video, he was afraid. He was afraid, and he kept saying it out of his mouth. He kept saying, I'm going to die. I don't know how to swim. You got a life jacket. He said, so what? He did not want to do it. And then they begin to make these monkey noises and, oh, you're going to cry like a baby for your mama and all of this other stuff. To any youth listening, people like that, that is not your friend. Those are not your friends. Your friends will never put you in a situation like that. Your friends will never put you in a situation that will cost you your freedom or your life. We got a caller on the line. Brother Love, are you there?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing today?
I am well. How are you?
I'm feeling good. Great topic. You on fire today with this one.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree with you. I used to sell magazines door to door in Vegas. I went from Kansas City to Vegas going door to door. And then I flew out to Vegas. Yeah, I was in Vegas. So my first day I got there, I started swimming. You know, it was a late night pool, and I started, and as I was swimming, I got halfway, I couldn't move. And I drowned, and I came back up, but I couldn't go forward, and I drowned again. I went back up the next time. I was like, help! And a white guy came and saved me. I was at the bottom of the pool for about a minute. Yeah. And I lived through it. So it was the white guy that saved me. So, he my angel, and I just love him. I love him for life for that. And I just want to know, why would God save me, but other good people way better than me, you know what I'm saying, just drown?
Yeah, that's a scary situation. It's anything pertaining to water, whether you know how to swim or not, is always a scary situation. But it isn't even the fact of him. It's everything that happened prior to him getting inside of that body of water. If someone is telling you that they don't know how to swim, that they're afraid they're going to die, as a friend, your job is to protect them. Your job is to make sure that they are taken care of, that they feel safe, not to push them towards a situation where they feel like they're going to die. That's almost like premeditation.
It could have been the water. Could have been like the currents, or could have been the water, something in the water that could cause the body to what I mean? The current, it could be too strong in the water.
He didn't know how to swim. So even if you have a life jacket on and you're telling me to get in the water, I'm not getting in the water because I don't know how to swim. So, again, it's the fact that his friends, his so-called, those are not his friends. I won't even call them that anymore. The fact that those boys did not come to his rescue and put him in a situation to make him feel like that he was not safe and that he was going to, pass away, those are not his friends. Those are not his friends. You have to be careful who you are around and trust your discernment before anything. Trust how you feel to the youth. Anybody, trust how you feel. If something inside of you is telling you that something is not right, 9 times out of 10, it's not right. And you have to follow that. Shout out to the chat. LaRon Taylor says, the one time I asked people to help. Oh, I'm sorry, we read that already. Yes, but again, figure it out, man. We have to make better decisions. And as you can see, a lot of this is happening to a lot of our black young men who are in high school, where they keep running into these situations. And what the media does is make it a race war, right? Not to say that race doesn't play a factor, but they're making it a race war. There's multiple situations of us seeing young black men dying or going to jail because of situations with other young white men in packs. We have to be able to teach our youth as well as our children what a real friend is. And you can start by leading with an example, by being that example. Your children listens to you when you sit on the phone and you gossip. Your children listens to you and they watch how you treat your friends. Your children watch everything you do. And if they feel like your friendships are not real friendships, then they'll begin to attract and hang around people who are not really their friends. And most importantly, it will hurt their feelings when they find out, but nowadays it's costing them their life. So if you think that this topic is just, it's just friend. No, it matters. Because 9 times out of 10, think about when you were younger. How many times you got into trouble because of something your friend did? Not even anything you did, but something that your friend did. Who you hang around matters. The youth, they out here smoking with their friends. They out here drinking with their friends. They driving with their friends. They partying with their friends. They dating, they friends know about who they're dating, everything. All of this matters, right? These are the people that they go to. These are the people that they're influenced by. The decisions that they are making 9 times out of 10 is not coming from advice from their parents, but it's coming from advice from their friends. So we have to start making better decisions. The people we allow in our life, are they around for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? And whichever it is, you better figure it out for the sake of you and maybe the sake of your child's life. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. It's your girl, Jazz Tyler, 101.7 The Truth.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
It seems it's best for me and it ain't no favor. If it wasn't for favors, they'll never call you. Sometimes I need someone to talk to. Sometimes this life can be confusing. Call your friends.
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct. We got a special guest in the building, y'all.
Whatever.
Meech. Meech is in the building.
What's up, Truth Nation? What's the word?
Man, Meech, listen. So, we've been talking friendships and all of that, but as a father, not how important, but how much of your kids' business are you in when it comes to who they hang around?
All of it.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter 19, so it's like, I definitely know all her friends.
Yeah.
Know all of them. We know how they act, their personalities, stuff they're interested in. We know places they going. I got a location on. She just went, she got, different race as friends, you know what I mean? Black, white, Mexican, you know what I mean? And I just had the same conversation. That's why we kind of made this topic today, because I just had this conversation with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just more so like, and I was, you see what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She out up north with her friends. And her mom just, well, all her kids ain't white.
Do you think that it's a difference when young black girls hang around white girls versus the black boys around the white boys? And it's not all, because it doesn't apply to everybody. My kids have friends of different races too.
Like you were saying earlier, didn't nothing with the situation with what's his name?
Nolan Wells.
Nolan Wells. The only thing that made that situation fishy was that he did and they not.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, how he died
and y'all didn't.
And if he did, how y'all don't know what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was a way around 4 black kids and 1 white dude, that wasn't nothing happened to that white boy.
Come on.
You know what I mean? That's just what we know as black people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen nothing happen. Like,
yes.
We have seen people get bullied or stuff like that, or people pick on their friend that's another race, but to this extent, this has happened too many times.
Yes. And it keeps happening.
Yeah. So it's like, and not just with kids.
Yep.
It's happening to grown folks.
Yes.
It happened with women.
Yep.
It happens too many times when it's just one black person in this group.
Yep.
In a group of friends, and always something happens. Not saying it's always a result to death, but it's always something. You know what I mean? You a group of white kids, a group of white friends you got, and now you the only one getting your business out here. You the only one losing your job.
Yeah.
You the only one losing your job. You the only one, you got to defend yourself. You know what I mean? And we see that in entertainment all the time. You know what I mean? People questioning people's careers, getting questioned. Just like, what is it, like a couple months ago, somebody just got ousted in an entertainment spot. I forgot who it was, but it's just too many times for, especially as a black man, where it's like, okay, I know my white friends.
Yeah,
we not taking them type of trips to where you're gonna die.
Come on now, come on.
We're not taking them type of trips. I mean, that's just the gist of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And they be trying to shy away from it. We've seen all the details. Now his phone pinging. How y'all got his phone but not him? How he not aware? And this and that. You know what I mean?
And why y'all didn't say anything? Why y'all just now saying that y'all have his phone? Like, all of it is somebody. So there was another video from earlier that day that somebody took, and it was they were arguing at the beach earlier that day, which grants motive, which grants it as premeditation.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
the
footage, I couldn't really pinpoint who was arguing, but if that's the reports, if that's, they lure it up.
Yeah.
And all of that. And then just weeks prior, we was dealing with the black kid that got shot.
Carmela.
On the football field.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and that was white versus black. So it's like, when is we not wrong?
Come on.
Or when is we wrong? Prove us wrong first.
Yeah.
what people in our community be defending.
Mhm.
Like none of this is wrong.
And
You
we
know what I
have
mean?
to teach our kids that do go to these suburban schools and hang around these rich white kids. We have to make them understand that they are not, I don't want to say equal, but that's the truth.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
this,
because
in
at the
this
same
country.
time, we don't know what is it like to hang around rich black kids. We
Come
don't
on.
really know that.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Privilege.
We don't really know what it's like
Yeah.
to hang around rich black kids.
So, and the reason why I say that is because when something happens, they're protected, but you aren't. Not only that, when there's conversations and jokes being made.
I mean, they're able to afford the protection.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Afford it, and not even just afford it. They was brought up in the protection.
Yeah.
You know, I don't got nobody in my family a police officer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody in my family a police officer.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we don't have that layer of protection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then just even having that layer for the money to pay for protection, we don't have.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, you know, and then the stereotype come in to where that's what people think that's what black people be on. So
These youth, the youth who are in situations like that, I feel like they deal with so much and they don't understand that it's not okay. It's not okay for them to make fun of you and your race. It's not okay. Like the stuff that I heard is stuff that shows how much they actually hate you.
that and we done got away from like how we used to grow up so much to where, you know, everybody say stuff is different. It's different now. It's 2026. It's you know, this and that. Like it's not nothing different about the stuff we see and that's happening, especially
It's not.
when it's
Come
a white
on now.
versus black thing.
It is not different. It's not different. And I just, man, I feel like we have to do a better job with this kumbaya stuff, man. Like you can have friends of different races, but don't make it to where your child is so blind that they forget that they are a young black man or a young black woman in this country, right? At the end of the day, their friends, some of them have great friends who are of the opposite race, but their friends aren't their parents. And racism, which is a system, not being prejudiced. Prejudice still exists too, but racism is still active and alive. And if something happens to them, they're not accounted for.
Racism is in the forefront.
It is.
Of everything we doing.
That's why, to me, I'm baffled that.
Our decision is based on.
Did you see the comment? His father said he don't feel like it had anything to do with race. And
I mean, you could feel that way, but we know what's going on.
But this coming from his father. You understand what I'm saying? This is the house which means to me, it's like, I'm not blaming him, but you basically sent your son out there blindly to think that in Mississippi, at a rich white school with rich white friends, that your son is in, like Allstate, in good hands.
I mean, show me somebody that's in. Show me 4 black kids in Montana with 1 white kid.
Come on.
And they don't take care of him.
Come on. Shout out to the chat. Aaron is him said, I was around a lot of whites in high school. I was completely ignorant on how some thought. I can't hold all of them, but some was on BS, most definitely. And again, we're not holding, to your point, you're right. It's not all of them, right? It's not all of them, but there's a lot of it, and it keeps happening.
I mean, growing up as a black man, it was way more white kids trying to be my friend
Yeah.
than me trying to be their friend.
Yeah. And then it feels so heavy because it's like they have a way of isolating us, meaning like they pull us into their culture and their community on their property where they have grounds.
I mean, as a kid, you could feel more accepted over there because you'll grow up hearing everybody else want to do that.
Yeah.
Want to live that
Or
life.
you think you're accepted.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you think you're accepted because, you know, you grow up, your moms, them, they talking white when they get on the phone with the bill collectors.
Ooh.
Everybody trying
Code
to,
switching.
everybody trying to code switch or,
Mhm.
you know, they doing, you know, trying to get in good, this and that, or button up when you go to school, this and that, or this, you trying to impress white folks all your life to where you finally get in. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like that's where we been at growing up. So it's like, once your kid just seamlessly become friends with white kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think it's nothing of it. You know what I mean? They don't think, oh, this is just Jimmy, and
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool, and and don't worry about it. Mine's 2026. That's how it used to be. No one's, they're kind of brainwashing the kids.
It is.
In a sense, because they've been so meshed so long, they ain't had to endure. We like walking down the street when I was growing up was a little bit different. Like black and white used to look at you funny. You know what I'm saying? As a black man. So now, you still get. We was just walking with the intern one time at Bastille days. It was just white people.
The stairs.
They don't move over.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They don't say excuse me.
Yeah.
They don't move. I not move over and still say excuse me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just some stuff growing up and just being older. Who's the bad people?
Yeah.
In a sense.
Absolutely. We got to go to break. Do not touch that dial. 101.7 The Truth.
The performing arts do more than entertain. They bring the community together. From live performances and arts education to free community events, UPath helps support the organizations that keep southeastern Wisconsin vibrant. But it only happens because of people like you. Every gift helps keep the arts accessible and inspiring for the entire community. Join thousands of supporters and give today at upaf.org. UPath. One gift, regional impact.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your past
101.7 The Truth. It's your girl Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct, man. Shout out to all my best friends. Today we was having a topic about friendship and how to determine who you should and shouldn't be around, as well as your children. What are we pouring into our children to make them understand that they need to discern and use discernment on whether people should be around for a season, reason, or lifetime, and also if this is an associate, a colleague, peer, a friend, a best friend, family, whatever it is, we just need to make sure that we are carefully analyzing and assessing the people in our life and in our children's life, because it is costing our children their life. Hanging around the wrong people can cost you your life physically, and you can wind up in a penitentiary, right? In prison. So those decisions are extremely important. Before we went to break, we were talking about the Nolan Wells situation, and just about friendships, that friendship in particular overall, and how your friends are supposed to be your safe space, period. There's nobody on earth who should have a friend who sneak this through jokes and laugh it off, who put you in a situation to make you feel like you're going to die, who will put you in a situation that could potentially land you in jail, right? Without you being willing to be a part of these situations. Adults as well. We have to be careful and mindful about who we allow into our space. Who gets a seat at your table? Who are you asking to pull up and to have dinner with? It matters. All of that matters. Right? Sit down with your friends, your current friends, and reflect on your friendship. How did y'all become friends? What are some of the challenges y'all went through? How did y'all get through them? How did y'all talk about it? Do this in front of your children and watch them make better decisions. Do this in front of your children and watch them hold their friendships to a higher standard. They won't be calling everybody their friend so quickly because people have not proven why they should be your friend. You think just because they're nice and they supporting you, or they call you beautiful, or they nice and they I love you and all. No, that don't mean you my friend. That just mean you're being kind. Being kind does not mean you are my friend. And we have to set a better example. With this case in particular, we need to make sure that our young black men and black women out there, our black babies, our black youth, are not blinded by the fact of reality. And the reality is, what they have, we don't have. I don't care if they was white or Mexican, or if they was black and they was rich and their parents are judges and lawyers. That's an extra layer of protection that you don't have. You are not privileged. You are not entitled. You don't have those privileges. And you have to be able to pay attention to what is the play at hand. Because as we all know, and we often say, sometimes it's not your friend. Sometimes your friends are your worst enemies. And you have no idea because you've overlooked the jokes. You've overlooked, the slander in the jokes. How they treat you because of whatever insecurity you have within you to want to fit in. This is not me talking about Nolan Wells. This is me talking about the average black child in these type of scenarios. As Meech just said, our whole lives we're around people training us to fit in with white people. We have to talk a certain way. You got a code switch when you think they say you talking professional, you talking white. Y'all know how it is when your mama, when you growing up and she calling We Energies or a Bell South or a Meritech and her voice change. Everything you're doing is something other than what your culture is. And then your children begins to grow up with this same type of mentality. And I'm not saying they can't have friends of different races. I'm saying explain to them who they are. So that when situations arises, if they get stopped by the police and they wonder why they're being treated differently, they understand why. Make them aware so that they are not in the world blind and that they can make better decisions about the friends that they choose to hang around. If what Nolan's friend says is true as far as the guys he was with doing drugs and all of that kind of stuff, then that's the start right there. That's a start right there. And y'all can say what y'all want to say. Like, kids, them rich white kids that be doing coke ain't compared. What? Our kids, weed. Okay, they smoke weed. But they ain't out here on coke. They not out here doing meth. And then peer pressuring their friends to do it as well. Thinking it's funny, thinking it's a joke because they're going to get off because mommy and daddy is a lawyer or a judge. We have to teach our babies to make better decisions, and we have to lead by examples. They're going to see you. They're going to do what they see you doing. If you don't value your friendships, if you talk about your friends behind their back, if you don't have integrity with your friends, if you don't hold them down, if you're not a true friend, your children are going to pick up on that. And they'll begin to have situations where they're making bad decisions around the people that they're around because they're so blind. They don't understand the reality. They've missed all of the red flags because they want to be accepted and they just want to fit in. And because you're afraid of living a certain life and you've worked so hard to put your child in this private school away from what you quote unquote, all of the violence and all of your people, only to wind up in a situation where the same thing happens, but in a different way. Teach them how to value their self first so that they can then value someone else who can be a great friend to them, especially with our young black babies, because they're lacking love. There's so many stories that keep happening where we're faced up against young black men going to jail or dying by groups of white boys. It's happening in our face in real time. And we're sitting up here, we're talking about it, but what actions are we taking? So if you have children who are a part of these schools, and listen, I'm not saying my children have friends of different races. I'm not saying that it's every child. But what I am saying is that if it's going to be them or your child, they're going to choose them first. I don't care how cool they are. I don't care how much of a friend they are to them. I don't care how much they say they love black people, how they would never do that. If it's them or your child, it's going to be your child. It's going to be them every time. They're going to choose themselves every time. So start training your children on how to choose themselves. I choose me over our friendship because I don't know what you're going to do if this situation arises. Granted, you have some who are ride or dies. They will. Okay, cool. Whatever you rocking, I'm rolling. But right now, all I see is children, black children that want to be accepted. Black children who are put in situations that they probably don't even want to be in. They keep forgetting that they're black, that they don't have the same privileges, that they don't have the same coverage, the same entitlement. It's not the same. And then we sit here and we blame everybody but ourselves. I understand our culture as a people, but it's nothing like black culture. What is so wrong with our people that you don't want your children around our people? Come on, man. How else are they going to feel accepted? We got to do better. We got to do better. So, as we close out, my call to action is have these conversations with your spouses, with your friends. Talk about how y'all met with your friends, your best friends. So whoever it is that you kick it with, start having these conversations and reflect on some challenges that you all went through and allow your children to be a part of that so that they can see what a real friendship looks like, so that they can understand that my friend, when I leave, my friend leave. Hey, we sharing locations. We texting as soon as we make it home. We're not separating from each other. If one of us say we feel a way about something, the other is going to follow suit. Got to do a better job. Have these conversations, man. Make sure y'all tap in tomorrow, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We got a special guest. Mr. Craig Berry will be in the building. We want to hear from you tomorrow, Truth Nation. Y'all have a good evening, and thank y'all so much for tapping in.